Okay, fuel clamps and quick disconnects. There's a variety of styles. I'll try and get a good capture of them all. Originally they were just the screw type, like this variety, and they're basically, you loosen the screw, you loosen the clamp. You tighten the screw, you tighten the clamp. Very simple. Been around for a long time. And it, must admit, it's still one I prefer. I prefer it over this style. There is one. This style here. It's spring-loaded. The first time I saw it was probably in the 80s. And it requires a pair of pliers to squeeze them. But they're annoying. They tend to like shoot off and fly away. They're, yeah, not, I understand they're evenly tight, but they're not my preferred. They come in different shapes and sizes, and like when they're around the radiator hose, like you basically need the special tool just about to be able to do it, unless you get one of these. It's just, they're just a pain in the butt. Right? I don't like these. I don't. Some people swear by them. Maybe if I ever had the special tool, maybe I would like them too, but I don't. Okay? So then there's this one, which is a completely different thing. It's a fitting, and if you have small enough fingers and you can squeeze these on the inside, you can get it off. Aha, that's actually hurting, right? They clip on like this. If you cannot get to it, get a pair of pliers, squeeze them, squeeze, pull. These seal with an O-ring on the inside, and they work well, but again, made of plastic, and they are brittle and they break. That's one style of quick disconnect. Here's another one. There's this one here, and it looks like quite a contraption, but same thing, but instead of having to squeeze them on the inside, they squeeze on the outside. There's two tabs here, and you pull it out like that. Right? Also seals with an O-ring. Yes, they're quick and they do seal, but these are like 25 years old, right? So they have lasted, right? So I can't say they don't last and they fail. No, they do get damaged by people like me when they first come across them and they don't know how to use them, and they damage or cut the hose because they just don't know how to do it. This one squeezes on the inside, this one squeezes on the outside. Then we have this style, right? I'll take these off to make it a little bit easier. Getting good at it now. This one comes out like that. Right, then we have this style, which has a little plastic collar coming out. Right? So basically, I find it easier to, if you push it hard on, then squeeze this black thing in, or the collar inwards, and then pull it off as one piece. Right? Again, it has an O-ring on the inside, and it clicks on when it clicks. If you don't have the strength and you can't tolerate the pain of squeezing it, you can push it on hard and then use a pair of pliers to lever it off, right? So you don't have to hurt your fingers. My fingers are a bit tougher because the skin's a bit thicker because I've always done physical labor. But yes, so again, another pretty good design. Then there is one more I want to show you. Where are we? Which has hidden away. It has run away. I cannot find it. Oh, I fell on the ground, of course. There's this one, which is very common in the engine bay, where it comes up from the tank and goes to the fuel rail. Now, the first time I come across this one, what I basically did is I just cut it off. I got the grinder and I just cut the whole thing off. I slid it down here, removed it all, right? Because I had no idea how to get it off. Yep. There is methods of doing it with Coke cans and all sorts of stuff, but for a few bucks you can go and buy one of these. You basically look at what size pipe it is and you get the one that matches. You slip this around and you push it in and off. This is quite a good one, but it does help if you have this tool. See? Again, with an O-ring, click this on, push it in, and pull it out. Yes, but I destroyed it. So basically, I ended up with a pipe like that. So what you do when you've already destroyed it, right? Well, you get a hose and a normal old-fashioned style hose clamp. You get a bit of rubber hose to replace the one you just cut. I should have put the clamp on first if I was smart, which I'm not. Right, so you put that. So just imagine you've cut this off, right? So now you've got two bits of metal like that. Basically, you grab a piece of hose and two clamps, you put it on, get a hose clamp, and then tighten it. And that's basically all you need to do. Make sure that when you turn the ignition on with the fuel pressure, there's no leaks. If you have a hose that you can push over that ridge, even better. But yes, this is basically, if you break the fitting, if you break this, or you by accident, or it's broken because it's old, this is the way to fix it. I mean, you could put one of those clamps on it if that's all you've got, but the problem with these is these you can tighten. I think you can get more pressure on it than with this one. This will put a certain amount of pressure on it, but you cannot put more pressure on it than what the spring holds, than the spring metal holds. This one, if you get a good quality one, not a cheap crappy one, you can get a lot of tightening pressure on this. Like, it will seal like fuel injection pressure. I had one on this vehicle like that for years, no problems. I used this way of fixing it because I didn't know how to do this part. So I got the angle grinder, cut it off. I got a bit of hose that went over this, and like basically I cut that off and put the hose on, put the clamp on, done. But if I'd known, dropping everything today, if I'd known, I would have grabbed a kit like this and just stuck it in a toolbox for whatever I needed. So that's pretty much most of the quick release disconnect hose clamps and fittings you come across most of the time. There probably is another dozen or so varieties, right? They come in all shapes and sizes. I always keep them, and I have spares, you know, so yes, they're all different. They all do a job. Like why I hate them, why I keep it, just in case I need one that's just that size. I can get it on, but it's annoying. But yeah, so just thought I'd show you guys how to do these. I have find a lot of people have trouble with them, and I thought just a quick explanation how to do it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like this clip, please like and subscribe, and maybe check out my project. Check out the project I'm doing, and it's got to be a manual twin turbo. Maybe you like that sort of thing. I'm going to be manufacturing and making all the parts myself, so hopefully I'll see you there. Catch you all later, and thanks for watching.